Just one last follow-up on that is that I believe that completely. And when I hear this, I say, yes, absolutely, that's it. And I'll get myself in that spot. And I know it sounds silly, but then I go to sleep. And I wake up the next day, and maybe I don't feel so good. Maybe I hurt a little bit, or something goes a little bit wrong, and I just find myself sliding back to that place. So what I'm asking you, I guess, I'm really asking just for some tips or something, is that how do we maintain that mental, emotional hygiene, if you want to put it that way, just to maintain that?
Here's the thing that we think goes wrong with most people, and we can hear it with you too, that you feel however you feel, period. This is where I am. But by condemning where I am, you're going the wrong way. By accepting where I am and reaching for something that feels just a little better, you're going to feel a little better. So when you so let's say you get up and you felt pretty good yesterday, and you came to a gathering like this, you got all tuned in, you feel good. Then you went home, you went to bed. Before you went to sleep, you worried about some things. You wake up, you've been in bed long enough, your body may have some aches and pains, it doesn't matter how it came about. You wake up, you don't feel all that bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, which is unpleasant, because yesterday you felt pretty darn good.
Exactly.
And so here I am right back in that sort of slump. So then you say, well, where am I along the emotional scale? What's the emotion that I'm feeling? And try to identify wherever it is. Maybe I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't wake up feeling better. Maybe I'm feeling a little discouraged. Maybe it's just frustration. Only you know what it is. And it doesn't really matter what the label is. The only thing that matters is that you identify how it feels, so that when you reach for a thought, you are able to discern if that thought feels any better than the thought that you were upon. So let's say you've decided that you're feeling discouraged, although discouraged might be a little bit strong. And from discouragement, you're not going to try to jump into appreciation. It's too big of a jump. You're just going to reach for something that feels less discouraging. So you just lie there for a minute and you try to give yourself some conversation that just makes you feel better. So you say, well, I feel different ways at different times, and I need to give myself a break. And just because I'm feeling this way right now doesn't mean that this is the tone I will feel all day. And it's logical that I would feel a little overwhelmed. I've got a lot on my plate today, and I didn't really do a good job of pre-paving the day when I went to bed, so I'm waking up and the energy's pulling me faster than I'm ready to go. And let me just lie here for a minute and see if I can get a handle on this day. Let's see, what is it that I'm going to do today? Well, the first segment is I'm going to get up and I'm going to get ready. And always when I start moving around, I start feeling better. And then I think I'll relax a little bit and I'll sit and I'll make a list of the most important things that I'm going to do today. And just with that much conversation, you're going to feel better. And so you might even use the word, well, I feel relieved. I do feel a little better. I don't feel fabulous, but I feel a little better. And then you want to say to yourself, good job. You laid here for 2 or 3 minutes and you feel better than you did 2 or 3 minutes ago. Good job. Good job. Then you get up. And what you begin to notice is if you have enough episodes like that in enough mornings, and then enough episodes like that at different points of your day, before long, you don't writhe so much in discouragement over not feeling great, because you know you can do something about it every single time. You see, this connection to source energy is not something like a college degree where once you achieve it, it is yours forevermore. This connection either is or it isn't in the moment. And so there are going to be things that happen. You're going to see things on television. You're going to get phone calls from people you love. There are things that are going to come into your experience all the time. It's not your job to always maintain this frisky, high-flying, good-feeling vibration. But it is your job to know that you're in control of the way you feel, and that no matter how you feel, that you can move yourself up the emotional scale. And once you get that, then you're not tensing against what might happen. Then you're not worried about something in your past coming up to haunt you. Then you're not worried about, people will say to us, Abraham, I got pretty well tuned in. I've been meditating. I'm feeling pretty good. But those people at work are so negative. They're worried that they're going to get sucked back into the way they used to feel. And we say, you can't get sucked back into the way you used to feel once you understand that you have the ability to move up the emotional scale. So then you just stop worrying about it. You don't wake up tensed and afraid that you won't feel good because you know what to do. And so let's say you wake up and you feel ornery and you don't do anything about it. No big deal. So you get up and you're ornery. And anytime during the day, you can refocus somewhere else, you see. It's just not the big thing. We don't want you to be afraid of your thoughts, and we don't want you to be afraid or embarrassed about your emotions. We want you to make peace with where you are. We're visiting with a woman recently who said, I have arthritis in my hips and it is very painful. Whether I'm walking, sitting, standing, sleeping, it hurts me. And I don't know what to do about it. And we said, well, so here you are. You've got arthritis in your hips. It's sort of the action journey. It's where you are. It's where what your thoughts, whatever you've been doing, it's what you've been led to. It's where you are. It's what is. And it's not going to change this red hot minute. Probably not going to change tomorrow or the next day either. In other words, it's what is. But right here along with this action journey of what is, you have this emotional journey that's moving along right alongside of it. And the difference between arthritis in my hips and fearful and arthritis in my hips and hopeful, the difference between fearful and hopeful is the difference between it going away or staying. You get that? It's your vibration that equals everything that manifests. So when you begin to say, so you wake up, you're feeling grouchy or not frisky. So that's just what is. That's just what is. That's what I've come to. That's where I am. But the difference between beating up on myself about it and giving myself a break, big vibrational difference. You see what we're getting at?
Absolutely.
So as you start realizing that this is an emotional journey that you're on, and nothing's more important than the way you feel. A woman sat in the chair one day and she said, Abraham, I weigh 200 pounds more than I want to. And we said, and you're probably going to weigh 200 pounds more than you want to tomorrow too, don't you think? She said, well, probably. It's been this way for quite a long time. She says, I just don't want to weigh 201 pounds more than I want to tomorrow and 202 pounds more than I want to because it's been increasing and increasing. So we said to her, so that's where you are. I weigh 200 pounds more than I want to. I weigh 200 pounds more than I want to and I hate myself for it. I'm embarrassed by it. Or I weigh 200 pounds more than I want to and I'm looking forward to change. In other words, you can find a feeling place that is an improvement in the way you feel, and when you do, it has to change. But what happens? And the reason so many people keep getting discouraged and getting lost out in the desert and turning around and going in the opposite direction of what they intend is because 99.99% of every creation is complete before there is any physical evidence. And when you're taking score of the physical evidence and it hasn't happened yet, and you say, wait a minute, I've been eating the way I'm supposed to, I've been trying to walk, I've been trying to do the things that I'm supposed to do, and I'm not getting the results I want, you turn right around. And it's the change in your vibration that makes it stop moving forward. We see so many of you on the brink of a manifestation. You're right on the brink of a manifestation. It's going to pop for you in the next month or so. You're right there where the circumstances and events are beginning to move for you. And somebody asks you, how you doing? And you feel obliged to explain truthfully where you're at in relationship to where you want to be. And you reactivate that old vibration of what is, so you keep maintaining what is. So what happens is what is, if what is pleasing you, then just talk about what is. So your action journey and your emotional journey are right there side by side. My life is great. I talk about it being great. It continues to be great. In other words, nothing wrong with that. But if there is some difference between where you are and where you want to be, you've got to start talking yourself, talk it up. Talk it up the emotional scale. Don't argue for your limitations. Don't try to justify. Don't try to defend. Talk it up, talk it up, talk it up, talk it up. Make the best of it. Play the positive what-if game. What if things turned around for me? What if enough people began to realize that their phone service isn't working as well as it was, and people begin writing in? And what if the technology is almost there to give better phone services than ever been before? And what if I could find somebody who would direct me to the very best avenue for me? And what if there's a phone service out there that I'm not even aware of? What if there are phones all over the place that are working really good for lots of different people? What if I had 4 or 5 different phone services? What if I had several phones, I could try them all until I found one that worked? What if my life was perfect in every way? What if, you see, as you talk it up rather than talking it down. So why would anybody talk it down? because they're trying to defend where they are, because with every fiber of their being, they know it should be better for them.
Right.
And it should be.
Yes.
It should be really good for you.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Yes, indeed.
Very generous. Thank you.